It's Family Hour here on Church of Uganda Family TV. Edrine Osteen Mukalazi is my name, and we are looking at the importance of establishing connections in leadership. As a leader, why do you need these particular connections? Most importantly, we've talked about the significance of these connections, but how do you initiate them? Doctor, someone would then ask, I look at someone who is in a new place. Probably you've replaced someone who was so much loved. You're new, and you're already facing opposition. People really have a lot of expectations from you. Probably they want you to treat them the way the other person treated them. Sometimes you don't even know how they treated them, but they expect you to offer, and they'll keep on referring you to the other person. They'll keep on comparing you to the other person. Now, in such a situation, or in any other situation, as a leader, how can you establish and initiate these connections?
As leaders, we sometimes get to inherit certain problems, certain challenges, certain achievements which our predecessors have made.
Yes.
But many leaders underestimate the power of connections. So as a young leader, getting into a position of responsibility, we need first of all understudy what was there before. How was my predecessor managing to carry out his or her responsibilities effectively? And in order to connect with the hearts of people, how can I position myself and begin to improve? So instead of getting there and beginning to toss my weight and begin lecturing people and telling them how things to be done,
and forcing respect.
Myself, yes, forcing people to respect me. It's important, first of all, instead of lecturing, I learn. When I got to the Inspectorate of Government, I first had to study the environment, make a conscious effort to allow others to speak, do most of the listening, get to know what was happening in that institution before you get there. Then instead of projecting an image, project integrity. Sometimes you want to project your image that here I am, I have arrived. Project integrity and spend time building trustworthy relationships with the people. Because you have come, you are new, and the people do not know you.
Yes.
They do not know your competencies, they do not know what you bring with you. But ask yourself, what is it that I am bringing to this table? How am I going to change things which may have not gone well? And as a leader, what are the new innovative ways or mechanisms I'm bringing on board to make work more interesting, to make people propelled, to motivate them to produce output? So instead of projecting image, it's important for us to project trust and integrity, spend time building trustworthy relationships, and then instead of demanding control, I think as leaders we need to demonstrate compassion. You know, there are times you say, I'm in charge, I want to control this and that. We need to demonstrate compassion. Because if we establish a healthy compassion with people, there is no need to parade control over them. Because when you show compassion, people will be willing and much more willing to go the extra mile and serve and perform and help you to shine. Instead of glaring at others, gaze through their eyes and identify the areas you can come in to help them improve on their output, to help them better themselves, to help them replace you even when you go. Is there something I am doing to mentor somebody? Am I modeling the way so that tomorrow when I have gone, when my Chisanja is over, a leader can be picked from among the people I have been mentoring around me to perform my duties?
I believe that is the hardest point of connection.
But then I think it's also important for us to look at opportunities to improve our ability to connect with people.
Yes.
Like you rightly said, many leaders find it hard because power is sweet. When they get there, they're like, I think this is a do or die, it is mine.
Yes.
No, we are here in those positions for such a time as this, and time will come when we will leave. Like our predecessors were there, they worked, they contributed, and they moved on. So am I able to pass on the mantle to another person to pick from where I have stopped? So the work of connection never gets finished.
Okay.
Yes, I should stay connected and keep relevant. Like now I'm connected to my predecessors, I consult with them, they call me, we talk. True connection is an ongoing effort. Ongoing effort. We should continuously seek advice and counsel. But all great leaders know that there is no job that is more important than their continuous investment on people. That is why you see MPs running to their constituencies.
Yes.
To meet. Now 2026 is close.
They have already started.
You're going to see the chaos.
They have already started.
That is when they remember the significance or importance of people. But connection should be an ongoing process. It should be an ongoing effort. It is never finished. It should be continuous. So, before we talk about connecting with people, I think it's important for us to first connect with ourselves. Me, Patricia, what is it about me? Am I able to understand myself? Am I able to bring out my strengths and weaknesses? Because a positive image would help me feel secure with the people. So if I understand myself very well, I'm able to connect better with the people. I'm supposed to understand myself before trying to understand those other people. So when I understand myself, then I can position myself well to work with the people. Then we need to share with openness and sincerity. Are we open? Are we sincere?
That is another hard question.
As leaders, we need to be vulnerable to others, because vulnerability, by the way, Edrine, is an equalizer and will keep others together and help them relate better with you. Like when I share my challenges as a technical person, I was telling one of the staff or some staff in the office when we did some transfers, regional offices, and the people were crying, me, I can't work, my family is here, I can't do this. I told them, you people, you're here crying. You should be able to thank the people who have transferred you, because for me, because they transferred me long ago, I was able to grow and embrace it positively. I was able to have hands-on in managing a regional office. I was able to learn how to relate with people, how to build partnerships and strategic alliances with civil society, with ministries, departments, and agencies, just because they let me go. So take the transfer as a positive. So I'm able to counsel people and share my experiences. So when you share with openness, when you are vulnerable, it's like an equalizer. It's able to help people out there to appreciate the significance of these changes at work, the significance of transfers, and they'll be able to embrace their responsibilities better. Then, it's important for us to leave our message. Do I leave my message? Are you doing what you're asking the others to do? That is where we go to the exemplary leadership. By living our message, by walking the talk. So that I don't say, do as I say, but not as I do. Actions must be consistent with our words. So when I speak, my actions should be consistent with what I'm telling others to do, because integrity actually does promote trust. Trust among leaders. Then we need to know our audience. We need to know our audience very well, because if we don't know the needs of the people, like we said earlier on, it will be difficult to connect with them and communicate. Should be open communication at their level, with clarity, with specificity, so that people are able to take instructions. So we need to believe totally in our people. Do you believe in the ability of your people to succeed? Can you inspire them to that direction of success? Set your people for success. And this begins with trusting them, nurturing them, mentoring them, coaching them, and moving them towards that direction. So if we are to groom young leaders, we need to be giving time out towards such. And Edwin, for me, I am usually glad to be invited to speak to young people on mentorship, to inspire them, to share with them my story so that they can learn some lessons and pick a leaf. Say, if doctor was able to volunteer, if doctor was able to do it this way, I think I can also walk that journey. So, and I feel very proud about some of the people I've mentored, some of the students I've lectured, some of the people I have groomed, and I see them flourishing out there.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. Doctor, this is really very, very important to know how to initiate and probably how to improve the ability to connect. Now, are there challenges that can come by your leadership journey and make you sort out yourself when it comes to connection?
Yes, there are lots of challenges, and even if we began on the challenges, this show would not end.
Hey.
There are lots of challenges out there.
Because you think a leader...
But as a leader, we are supposed to be very objective, and we are supposed to be courageous, and we are supposed to give direction and hope. So if I am propelling my challenges and coming here and crying, saying, oh, this and this has happened, this and this has happened, I will not be giving a message of hope. As a leader, we are supposed to have that determination, a spirit of determination to move on and sail above the tide, sail above the challenges. Because, for instance, in fighting corruption, there are lots of challenges. Corruption, which has existed, is hard to fight overnight.
You're fighting corruption and others accusing you.
Yes, others are, and then to fight back. Others are pouring cold water and down whatever, resizing whatever it is you're doing. So we need to just think about improving on our connection with others, re-strategizing, sailing above the tide, and measuring on positives. Positives that will help us work better, that will help us improve, rather than measuring on the challenges. The challenges do exist, and the challenges require mitigating actions. And those mitigating actions is what we come up with as solutions to those challenges. Okay. For instance, if there are criticisms out there, people would throw those criticisms because they are possibly not knowledgeable. But if I offer education, awareness creation, empowering the people with skills, then they will be able to understand. For instance, now as the inspectorate, we have a strategy to keep updating, because we have told citizens they should own the war against corruption. And indeed, they have owned the war against corruption. And they have reported cases, and we have so many cases we're investigating and taking action on. But we need to give them feedback also. So the strategy is for us to keep giving continuous feedback to the citizens on the state of the war against corruption. So 2024, we are going to be giving feedback on a monthly basis on the state of the war against corruption to citizens, so that they know that these people brought us on board. They said when you're going for war, you need to know the enemy. We have known the enemy. We have contributed. Where is the evidence that they have? So we need to come out with that evidence. And then in order to improve connection with others, Edrine, I think all great leaders need to build on building partnerships and strong networks. Because I said in the beginning, all great leaders have one thing in common, that is they connect with others. So we need to basically measure more on that. And connecting with the people is a leader's responsibility. We can't sit back and say, it's the people who
they will
come.
look for me, they'll come to my office.
I am now big and powerful, they will come. No, it's the leader's responsibility to go out and connect with the people. Connecting starts with the heart of the leader. What attitude is that I am projecting out there? What kind of heart do I have? What is that mindset I have towards the people? Am I patriotic? Do I have my country at heart? Am I willing to serve beyond self? So I think it comes to the heart of the leader, and connection also requires intentional effort. Intentional effort. Young people out there, you have to take the intentional effort to look out for mentors, to look out for people who will coach you, to look out for people who will groom you and follow you up and bring you out as very, very good leaders.
The only unfortunate thing is that we are in an era where very many young people want to be leaders without being mentored, without being coached. So someone just wants to be a leader. They're eyeing an office, but no mentorship.
Leadership requires a lot of training, a lot of preparation, a lot of mentorship. To get to where I am today, there are great leaders out there who pulled my hands. And that is connection, who were able to mentor me, who are able to put me back to the right track, who are able to give me positive criticism. When I made mistakes, they didn't bash me, but they said, hey, look, Patricia, you can take this direction. You can improve this way. When you are speaking to the people, you can be able to speak with confidence. So that is what I love to do for young people. Are you able to come out? Some people, when you ask them questions in class, they sit back and say, no, another person will say it, not me. You're supposed to come out and demonstrate that confidence as a leader. You're supposed to be able to volunteer, to present, to discuss, to explain to your colleagues what you have learned better than them. And that is the spirit of connection. Make significant impact. Have concern for the people. Build honest and strong relationships. And that will take you as a leader very, very far. For me, these are the experiences I have been through, and I know that sharing with them will help other people also. The power of connection is very, very important. But firstly, it's important that we are connected to God. When you're connected above,
very important.
Everything here works out. That's why the Bible says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness in Matthew 6:33. And all the other things will be added unto you. Powerful connection. When you're connected with God and you've sought his kingdom, then he gives you the knowledge and ability to help you soar through these other challenges we're talking about. Connect with God first. Connect with yourself. Connect with others. And you will be very successful in that leadership journey.
Wow. Doctor, we are looking at, you've just talked about the how to improve the ability to connect. But then, how do we work to now improve the connection with others? Now we look at, you've given us now this, the leader has checked themselves, they have sorted out themselves, but now, practically connecting with people. We are in an environment, people have a lot of expectations, like we said earlier, that some are even expecting a salary increment, and some probably expect you to be offering breakfast and lunch, yet the capacity of the company can only offer lunch or breakfast, and then they'll keep on, when you're speaking, they give you this big smile.
Yes.
And then when you go, what was he even saying? And at times they realize, they think you're not probably listening to them. Like you talked about feedback, that as the inspectorate, you're giving monthly feedback to the people who bring their concerns. Now, people think, these people don't mind. We share with them our challenges, but the leader is silent about them because we, as the subordinates, have a particular answer we are expecting. And when you don't give us that answer, we think you're either inconsiderate or you're not minding about what we are going through. You only mind about yourself. So it ends up causing those accusations and somehow leaving a gap in connection with the people.
So I think that is very important. To connect with people, I think leaders first of all need to understand who the people are. Because connection enables leaders to understand first of all the needs and aspirations of those people whom they're leading. But it also helps to foster trust. It also helps to foster collaboration. It helps to bring out that shared commitment. So when there is trust and collaboration, you're able to work together with the people as a leader. And building trust in connection is about establishing the working relationship with the people. Most leaders do not build that trust.
Yeah.
It is followed by open communication. It helps leaders to actively listen and demonstrate genuine empathy. You can create a sense of trustworthiness, because trust basically lays a very important foundation in strong relationships, because it allows the leaders to inspire and influence others also positively. It's not about just a salary increment, just being able to work together. Do you have an open door policy? Do your subordinates trust you as a leader? Then effective communication, we did talk about it. We need to understand the needs of the people. Connecting helps leaders to understand the people's needs, their aspirations, the different perspectives, and even personal connections by engaging with the followers. You are able to build on those personal connections. And you're able to also build strong teams and networking through collaborations, because connection basically fosters that teamwork and collaboration with the people you follow, with the people who are following you. They create an environment of mutual respect and also encourages the individuals out there to work together towards the shared goals. Now, if we are talking about the mission, the vision, and so on, if we are to achieve that, it needs teamwork. You can't do it all alone and finish it. And you need to also inspire and motivate. Connection allows leaders to inspire and motivate their followers. How do we get to motivate our followers? By being accessible, being approachable, demonstrating that genuine interest and willingness to answer to those needs they are having. It could be sickness, it could be salary, it could be work environment. Someone might want a chair replaced, and so on. A strong connection enables leaders to communicate their visions in a compelling manner, first of all. It helps them to drive individuals to achieve their full potential as leaders, and it also helps them to give some support and by standing with those people when they're in challenges, by encouraging them to go back to school. So connection between leaders and their people is very significant for effective leadership, because like we said, it helps to build trust, it enables communication, it fosters collaboration, it aspires or inspires collective action. So by prioritizing connections, leaders can positively influence their followers in order to achieve goals and make a very positive impact in their leadership journey. So it is very, very important for leaders to embrace connection, because like we said, all great leaders have one thing in common. They connect with the people. So it is very, very important.
Doctor, as we wind up this discussion, what are your parting shots on our subject today, connections? Because people thought that we are going to talk about this is how you build your connection to be the deputy IGG.
And this is exactly what we have been talking about.
No, I mean, lifting it from the level of where we are and how we start to initiate our connection to now seeing a gap between where you are and some top office somewhere.
Yes.
Looking at someone who will call you, hey, because someone has recommended you, and they didn't know how all this comes about, how the recommendations come about.
Yes, so through mentorship, I have seen that it is very important. Looking at my own leadership journey, there are those who recommended me, there are those who mentored me and guided me, and that is exactly I find myself doing today. I have a file of letters of recommendation. People coming, you are my lecturer, you taught me administrative law and ethics, you taught me constitutional law and so on. So I keep recommending. And you don't recommend someone whom you don't know. If you have walked the journey and mentored this person and you know this person, you recommend this person. So my parting shots to young people out there and leaders, it's very important that we build on these strong connections. We leverage on partnership and strategic alliances. We'll be able to counsel and mentor and coach so that we are able to inspire some people, so that we are able to help other people in their leadership journeys And these connections will help us also to be successful, like I said, in the process of mentoring others, in the process of sharing your experience, in the process of talking about these leadership tips. You actually become wiser and get to know and improve your own self also. So it's important for us to build honest and strong relationships, which will basically cause a positive change in our lives and in the lives of the people we lead through connections. It's not about one-on-one, but it's important to have a mentor, to have someone big out there who is able to guide you, who is able to hold your hand, who is able to pull you up even when you fall and be able to put you on check and on the right track. And that is how we build strong leaders. That's how we inspire young people. That is how we can raise leadership for a future of this country. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Doctor. We appreciate this time. We don't take this time for granted. We believe that you sacrifice a lot to give us this 1 hour, impactful 1 hour. And to your viewer, I believe you're equally impacted. You're learning a lot out of this 1 hour that Dr. Patricia offers to us. Now, from the entire team, Brinko, Muhumuza, and Jonah and Linda, Edrine, Mukalazi, and Dr. Patricia, it's a good night to you. We meet again tomorrow.
Bye-bye.